Hi, welcome to the channel. Now look, this is a bit of a little vlog that I just sort of put together. I had a bit of thoughts about this the other day. I'm just out with the granddaughter. I'm in and out in, literally, I'm 2 minutes from where I live. And I'm in nice sort of scenery. When we first came to live here, this was all still dead open. God, it makes me sound really ancient. Well, I am. And they had a bit one of these, because when I was a kid, all this was fields and farms, and we used to do cross country from school over here, and it was all overgrown. Winter time, it was horrendous. Doing cross country, the lane was muddy. You're up to your knees in water, and in those days, our teachers used to make us go in the mud as much as we could. Anyway, enough of Tom Brown's school days. This vlog is a little bit, I'm going to ask you this now. Has anybody who stores their caravan at home ever had problems with neighbours? Now, because I asked this question because I have, and still have. That's another subject. But even going back to my parents when they first bought a caravan, and we had nowhere to store it to begin with, and we store it outside my grandparents' house. And you see that a lot now actually happening. But then it was, you know, it wasn't unusual. There wasn't the traffic around back in 1969. But we had some people across the road from my grandparents complained about the caravan. Now, they used to have a big coach outside their house, but they complained about the caravan. They didn't like it. And I think a lot of it was, we were getting away at weekends and things, and, well, they didn't. And maybe that was part of it, and I think that's maybe part of it now. Now look, storage, I've done storage. In the early days, so I'm talking about now, 1985, where I first got my own caravan, storage was around about, I think it was about 70 quid a year. And I stored it at the back of this, not far from here actually, back of this old farmhouse. And they had a bit of land, and there was a little couple of units on there, like a little car body shop and stuff. But also they had a little bit of land, and they put caravans on there. And the only problem was, it was a job to get the van in and out, because even though our van was only a 10'6" long, it was very, very tight. Anyway, there's somebody coming with a dog. I'm just letting them go past first. Just sort of let that chap go past. Yeah, so we used to store the van, and I used to think, well, when I get my own house, because I was still living with my dad then, I used to think to myself, when I get to my own house, I am definitely going to find somewhere that has a place to put the caravan. And when me and my wife eventually decided to, well, pre-wife, decided we were going to get married, a year or two later, we decided it had to have somewhere where we could put the caravan. And we looked around a lot, as you do, and there was, back in those days, of course, caravans were only like 7 foot wide maximum. Our van was 6 foot, I think 6'8". We had a little ace diplomat, 76. Great little van, apart from it leaked. But anyway, then we were on a farm, which was called Marsh Farm, which had been a CL site, and that's still there, but he stopped storing caravans there years ago. And we used to go, and again, it wasn't called Marsh Farm for nothing, because if it was wet, trying to get your van out was pretty horrendous. So when we did eventually find a house, which we're living in now, we found we had a massive big garden, and I thought, great, we've got plenty of place to put a garage up. Those days I was thinking about just a normal prefab garage, put my car in, because that was a luxury again. I hadn't had a garage to put my car in. So what I decided to do then was make sure I could get the caravan up. And it was ideal, this house, and it was ideal in a lot of other ways. We were sort of out in the sticks a bit. I mean, where I'm going to, at the back of here now, they've built on, but when we first came out, there was sort of cows in there, and they were haymaking in the summer. You know, we were sort of quite on the edge of the, you know, quite rural on the edge really. Anyway, so that became great. We put the caravan up there, and the neighbours we had then were great. They would help us if we wanted any help with it, putting it up. We've been away at it in the weekends. Anyway, time goes on. They moved out. These other lot turned up. We got a bigger van. Big van means, of course, a little bit harder to get up the driveway. To reverse it when they're driving those days. Couldn't do it now because too many cars parked all over the place. And what we noticed was the new neighbours were not over keen on the caravan. In those days when they sort of talk, they say, "Oh, I wouldn't have a caravan. They sway all over the place." And I say, "Yeah, if you can't tow them right and you don't have them loaded right, yeah, they will do." Same with the car. If you had too many people in the car and went trying to go around corners quick, the car has a good chance you get out of control. Anyway, what we started noticing was that they would actually start to deliberately sort of watch us struggle up the driveway. We've got bigger caravans, and then what they would also do was start to park the car outside our house and another one on their drive, which was fine, but it meant I had to hitch my caravan at the front of the house and then push it in the road, round the car, then up the drive, and then they'd come out and they'd move it. And if you asked them to move it, well, they were not too happy. And it became a deep-seated thing, this, anyway. And anyway, to cut a long story short, eventually it ended up, I built a garage for the caravan, which didn't go down well. But what I'm saying is, has any of you experienced this problem? Probably not as bad as I have, but have you ever sort of experienced the fact that a neighbour has made life difficult, or they've sort of criticised you from the caravan and maybe made it obviously that they do not like you having a caravan in the drive and that sort of thing, even though you're perfectly entitled. And did you have to put it in storage, and how much is your storage these days? Because I am a bit out of touch with storage. I'm hearing sort of 500 a year and that type of thing, and that must put a lot of people off. I've noticed, I mean, what actually got me on was this guy actually. I was talking to, he was doing all his front garden out, and I said, "Oh, you're going to get the car on there?" He goes, "No, I want to put my car on." He said, "I want to save some money." Some more people coming. I'm just going to write them down. Filming. Battery's going down. So this guy was doing that, and he was saving himself several £100s a year. So, just a quick vlog. Let me know any of your problems that you've had, or still maybe are having. I'd be really interested to know. We've not used our van for a couple of years, so the caravans haven't moved out, but I'm sure if we did, the neighbour would try and block me off somewhere along the driveway. I'm pretty sure of it, although the mover has solved a lot of that problem. But anyway, thanks for watching. Yes, the Little Silverline video will be on shortly. I'll just put it all together. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please keep subscribing, and please keep giving me comments. And I want to hear your comments about storing your caravan at home. Has it caused you any problems? It did for me.